by one of the leading TV evangelists in the United States, Dr. Kenneth Copeland. And he was talking about when he was young and how he had this assumption that when you planted something, it grew, okay, instantly by the next day. So he took some watermelon seeds and went back into the garden and planted the watermelon seeds. And the next day, he went to check, where he had planted the watermelon seeds, and he met this big watermelon on the ground there. He said he screamed. He was so excited, he ran. He didn't even take the watermelon. He ran into the house screaming, and they were asking what happened, what happened? He was finding it difficult to say it. He was so excited, so amazed. Okay, what really happened was that his dad had seen him planting the watermelon seeds and knew that as a child, he was going to go back there to check whether the thing had grown or not. So his father put that big watermelon right there on that spot. He thought that the thing grew overnight because that was his expectation. It was just a trick by his dad. Anyway, what does that tell us? That it is children that expect that things should grow overnight. I think basically though, there is the fact that all of us unconsciously, as we begin to grow, we realize that things grow. And then, yes, sometimes it takes us a long time to figure out how things get to grow, but at least we know that things grow. And then after some time, we get to realize that there's something called the seed, which you plant, okay? But then I think it takes us longer to realize that when you have planted, it takes quite a bit of time before you get to harvest. I want us to talk about the seed. How does it work? Because I realize that some of the best lessons that nature has to teach us will come from the principle of sowing and reaping. And you see, here in Success Power, our quest is to discover those principles especially that will impact on our success as individuals, as families, as organizations, and in fact as whole nations. And I have come to realize that the sowing and reaping principle is just one of those principles that can transform our lives, give us paradigm shifts, improve our perspectives to life and the way our world runs, and then make life some kind of predictable for us. Remember that one of the things that principles do is the fact that principles make life predictable. Why? A principle is a universal fact. It's something that happens exactly the same way over and over and over. You jump from a 5-story building in London, United Kingdom, you're coming down, you won't go up, and you won't be suspended in the air. If you go to Beijing, China, same result, sir. You go to Tokyo in Japan, same result. You go to Sydney, Australia, same result. That establishes a principle. And we find out that sowing and reaping is exactly the same. All over the world, things grow, seeds grow into harvests. So I believe that the sowing and reaping principle is one of the most profound principles that impact our lives, and that this principle makes success predictable for all of us. Now, last week, we discussed about the nature of the seed and the fact that the future is in the seed. Anyone who has a seed has a future if he or she knows how to cultivate that seed. We said also that you cannot make the mistake of calling a man with a seed a poor man, because if he cultivates that seed properly, there's abundance, there's increase waiting for him in his future. Today I want us to continue from there. We are discussing the laws of the farm. And I believe that these laws hold the potential for tremendous wisdom for you and I. Please sit back. Stay tuned. I'll be back after this break. Success Power. Checkmate. Hello. Do you have an idea what next big strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success? You may be a very good secretary, a very good accountant, a very competent lawyer on your own. But it's another level of success entirely when you can get 10, 50, or 1,000 people to cooperate with you to achieve your objectives. We call that leadership. Now, I have an idea what strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success. And it's for you to get a copy of the book, Multiply Your Success, Lead.
Multiply Your Success, Lead. In this book, you will learn how to turn loose your ability to inspire others, transform your organization, solve problems better and faster than before, multiply your effectiveness, and become a change champion in your nation. To order for Multiply Your Success, Lead, please call +44 020 888 76771 or visit our website www.successpower.tv. Multiply Your Success, Lead by Sam Adeyemi, a life-transforming tool that you need to succeed.
Success Power. Welcome back. This is Success Power. We're discussing the topic, the laws of the farm. The sowing and reaping principle is one of the most profound principles that impacts on our lives as human beings. And there are a few lessons for us to learn from this principle. One of them is the fact that you've got to learn to flow with the laws of nature. You need to have respect for principles and to leverage on them. Think about the way it works. You take a seed, you put it in the soil, okay? The seed sprouts and begins to grow. And after some time, it matures. Maybe it grows into a tree and begins to bear fruit. Or it grows into a stalk and it has cobs on it that you harvest after some months. The big question is, how does the seed turn into a tree or a harvest? It's what we call a miracle. I mean, for example, if you take the maize seed, you put it in the soil, it disintegrates. The outer shell, which is hard, breaks down, it disintegrates. And then something that's been right there inside the seed changes its state. I like to describe it this way, that an invisible power enters the seed and then releases the potential that's been inside it, and right before you, it sprouts and begins to grow and to grow and grow. Okay? What makes the seed to grow? It's invisible. And I think really that is how life works. That some of the most powerful forces in our world are invisible. The wind is invisible. Electricity is invisible. You don't see electricity, you see its effects.